What's going on YouTube?
Washington.
This is party for here once again. Y'all, when it comes to the show, I just don't even know what I'm watching at this point. Because, okay. And you know what? At first, I was thinking that this was going to be the type of show where, because when they said it was only going to be 10 episodes, we're talking about American Horror Story, y'all. This is only going to be 10 episodes. I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be, unfinished. It's not going to be, fully realized. I'm going to be left wondering a lot of stuff. Like, no. So far, each of these episodes have been like jam-packed with a lot of information, and the story is really progressing along fairly well. And these last two episodes, like the first couple episodes are a little bit slow, like a slow burner, but now these last couple have just been, we've been going. And it's just getting more and more gruesome as it goes. Like, God damn. So, Shelby is going crazy on Matt about what she saw in the woods, about, not in combination of not only but what she saw, but the fact that they made a decision, I guess, to leave the house without consenting her. I don't understand why they're still in the house to begin with. I don't. If I had heard that, I'm sorry, I would have been like, you know what? That's a good idea. Let's leave. Let's get the entire out of here. So I don't know why she was. I mean, I guess the principle, you don't make a decision without me, but that was kind of the decision that could be made without two people having to come together on a decision. That's common sense right there to me. Anyway. She's still going, but then she's also still going crazy about seeing him, banging the dead chick by the trees. So, but he's like, really crying. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. She's getting these like frustrated. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Help me remember. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And she said in the confessional how, even though she knows what she saw, like she was looking at his eyes, she could tell that he, was being sincere. Like he didn't know what was going on. So, next thing you know, Shelby's walking upstairs, and she's just randomly assaulted by the pig-headed man with this knife, and he's just coming, and they just run, and then she's screaming for Matt. Matt comes and pushes him over. They running, and all of a sudden, old dude on the tape comes out of nowhere and screams that Croatoan word, and all of a sudden the pig vanishes. And I'm like, where did you come from? How did you get into the house? I'm gonna need y'all to get locks on these doors, because people just be wandering in willy-nilly. But at the same time, I'm like, but if this is the man that was on the tape, wasn't that tape like years ago? Many years ago? But then he said something about he lost it to property tax or something, but I thought he was dead. I don't know. His whole character is confusing to me. We're gonna need to discuss that. I'm gonna need some further insight upon that, because I was kind of confused. Like, wait, how? What? So, he explains that the whole Croatoan was something that was deep rooted in black magic and dark power and whatnot. And I'm like, well, that sounds like a spell from medieval shared. What's it? What is that? What is those? What's that? Those times when they were hanging the witches. What is that called? It's on the tip of my tongue. It's not Blair Witch. I can't think. But it sounds like something that would come. Salem Witch Project. There it is. Salem Witch Project. It sounds like it would be something that would come out of that era. So he explains the story of how this one Chinese family or this Asian family used to live in the house. I think it looked like it was back in the 70s based off the kind of TV they were watching. And they didn't really, they couldn't really buy they couldn't really do much research on the project. They didn't have many options, basically, because they were immigrants. So they just took the house that they were able to, get access to. And all of a sudden, they were showing a flashback of these Asian house. They was they was hearing all these noises coming up from upstairs, but all the family was downstairs. So they're trying to run upstairs to see what it is. And all these pigs was they saw these two random pigs there, and they they found out that the butcher they came and the butcher threw the knife and right into the daddy's chest, and they said that that family was just never seen again, or they went missing. And then it looks like the butcher is just killing everybody who owned the house. We even learned that those two sisters that were psychopaths, that were the nurses that was killing the old people. We find out how they died. Oh my God! One girl only got her head chopped off. That wasn't so bad. But it was the other girl who they wrapped her arms and they had like tug of war on this lady's arms, pulling them out of the socket. You could just hear the bones dislocating and breaking. Oh my God. I was like, ooh, I feel it. I feel it. Ooh, Jesus. I can't do it. Woo, Lord, have mercy. Look, during this episode, I just want to start splashing my screen with holy water. I'm like, oh no, 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 no. Oh! Anyways, they go out into the woods looking for Priscilla because they mentioned to the guy, that they can't leave the property. He's trying to tell them that we have to leave, They're saying we can't leave without finding Flora. So then she mentions that Flora's went out there with Priscilla, and he's like, I know he's like Priscilla, like I know where she likes to play. So this guy knows a lot, and so they're kind of like feeling the need to trust him, basically. So they go out to the woods looking for Priscilla, and Shelby notices Gaga or the witch or whatever she's known to be, and she recognizes him as the lady that was banging her husband in the tree. So she just starts instinctively running after her. I guess I'm not sure what she thought she was going to accomplish, running after somebody that looked like that in these woods, given everything that's happened. Whatever. So she runs out, and so they find this little field where they're seeing all the different ghosts, and they see Priscilla and they see Flora out there, and they're playing, I guess. And they're all freaking out because they're trying to run over there and grab Flora. But yet, the guy, did they ever give him a name? I'm bad with names, y'all. I'm horrible with names. It takes a while for the names to stick. So they go out, and the guy goes out and says, you can't just run up there and let me try to talk to him. And they say, Priscilla, we have to let your friend Flora go back with these people. She has to go home. And then all of a sudden, these arrows come flying through and they hit old dude in the chest and he falls out. So I'm thinking like, okay, was he really alive? Can you kill a spirit? Can a spirit kill another spirit? And, child. This was a lot. It was a lot going on within this particular episode, child. So I'm trying to get it. So they run back to the house after they try not to get killed with arrows. And they find Cricket comes back. So they're like, okay. And he kind of explains what happened. He talks about the whole red moon and how it's this same amount of time that these spirits can come and basically be physical presence, can basically become a physical presence and murder people instead of just being all ghostly and moving stuff and making people hallucinate. So Cricket comes, she goes back out into the woods to find Gaga. And so when she finds her, he doesn't, kill her right away. He kind of asks her, like, what do you want? And she said that she wants Matt. Like, I guess she's a spirit, but she still has needs. I'm like, oh, okay. So I guess even if you're hundreds of years old, you still gotta you you still gotta DJ the record a little bit every now and then. It has to. You still have that need after hundreds of years, I guess. So that's what she said she wants. And so in exchange of saying or promising that she'll get Matt, she kind of explained who she was and the fact that the house that they're on it was the land belonged to the land or the colony that used to that disappeared, and how they did human sacrifices, and that's how they showed the butcher killing Priscilla as a human sacrifice or somewhat of a devil worship. But they said this is even before devil worship. I'm like, good God. And she literally just took like a big, what looked like a cinder block and just beat the girl over the face with it and just killed her. Like, I'm like, and they just all sat around and watched that. I tell you, holy water, just douse the screen. Because I can't, this is, oof, girl. Okay, so then Gaga was telling how, well, actually, no. That wasn't to Cricket. So they was just telling her the whole exchange, like, look, what she wants is you, and I promised you, so. He says, but he's gonna put an end to it. He just said that he was gonna promise Matt to her just so she would kind of give him some information and let him go and live to tell the tale. But he said he had to catch an Uber ride to get back to his hotel to get the rest of his belongings so he can, end this. The Uber ride comes, and this was like this is like a little douse of comedy in midst of all this horror and horrificness. They throw this little douse of comedy in there where the guy asks the Uber, because I guess this is where we figure out that he's officially a gay man, and he asked the Uber driver, he's like, have you ever heard the term gay for pay? I'm like, what? Really? Now? That's what you're thinking about after dealing with ghouls and goblins? Okay, I guess. Now, mind you, the Uber driver was, the thought would have crossed my mind, basically. So, as they're driving, all of a sudden we see Flora run across the car, almost about to get hit, and then she dashes off into the woods. And he's like, oh, so now I gotta go run and chase after her. And so he runs after Flora. And even the Uber driver got a confessional saying that he waited there for hours and then he just left. I don't think we really cared to know what happened to the Uber driver. We probably just would have assumed that's what he did. Because I know if that's anybody else or somebody who was paying me to take them somewhere just gets out and runs, I would wait to see if they come back, maybe try to call them, and if not, keep it pushing. I just thought it was weird that they gave him a whole confession about that, like we wouldn't put two and two together. But that's neither here nor there. So, Matt and Shelby are back at the house for reasons I don't understand. Well, no, they're waiting for Cricket to come back. They're waiting for Cricket to come back so that he can do this whole end thing. So they're waiting on him. And so Shelby's getting worried, but she's, really, really tired. He's like, go ahead, get you some rest. I'll stay up and I'll wait for him. So she falls asleep, and then he starts hearing whispers and other ghostly nonsense going on. I'm like, okay, here we go. So he gets up, goes out the house, at least with a gun this time. But still, I would stay right there and just with my gun in a corner of the room and just be looking, because they can't get me from the back. I can only see in the front. This is where I'm staying. But they want to go out into the woods every time. I don't understand it. As much stuff y'all have seen out there in the woods and you go out there by yourself, whatever. So, he goes out there in the woods, and I guess he finds this little cellar that's all lit up, and he goes down there and he sees Gaga, or the character Gaga, and she's like putting him under this spell, explaining who she was, how she was this, I guess, a temptress back in the day, but they were trying to burn her for being a witch and whatnot, but she escaped into the woods and somehow has lived this long as a spirit. I'm not sure. The whole thing was kind of blurry to me. I wasn't fully understanding her whole shtick, but she was basically put him under a spell and had him about to give her the good D. Okay, she was about to get it on and Poppington in that cellar. Okay, but then Shelby wakes up and is screaming out for Matt, like, where is he? And then I guess she, but then wait a minute. Even though Matt said he was under the spell, he said somehow I had never felt such an intimate connection with anybody in my life. Really? Oh, really? Something tells me the next time they have an encounter, he's not going to have to put her, or she's not going to have to put him under no spell. Because he was saying, like, oh, so you never had this kind of connection with your old wife? Ooh, okay. All right, well. Anyways, so he runs out and leaves when he hears Shelby screaming. And he gets back to her, and she sees the butcher coming towards him. And I'm like, oh my God, she's out there all by himself. The butcher just marching towards there. It's the red moon. They can come and kill. So Matt gets over there, and as they when they get together, they see that the butcher has Flora in hand, and they're screaming and they're trying to ask for her back. And then what we see is that Priscilla actually pushes Flora forward and kind of gets her out of the butcher's grasp, and they run to Matt and Shelby. And so I guess Priscilla is kind of like is she is she helping? She helped then, but overall, is she helping? Not sure, because she did kind of take her in the first place. So I'm not sure how to feel about Priscilla just yet. She seems like, the innocent child that was killed by the butcher, and then the butcher slapped the girl. And then they pull out Cricket. So I guess that's why they figure out that he never came back. After he went to go chase after Flora. And listen, y'all, she got a cleaver and just stuck it in him, slowly sliced his stomach open. And they're just sitting there watching this thing, just horrified. And then her son gets like a hooks it into his body. And proceeds to pull out what I assume to be his whole line of intestines. It just coming. Now you can kind of tell, like, part of it I could tell like it was like a towel, because it looked, anyway, we're not here to, disrupt the illusion. He's pulling his intestines out. And as they're pulling it out, like they're watching in horror from the top window. And she takes the cleaver and is pointing at them like, you next. So I'm like, if there was ever a reason to just leave, get in your car and go, I don't even know even if they tried to leave, I wonder if it would just be that easy. Or would they probably wouldn't follow them because they want to stay on that land. But why aren't they leaving? They have Flora now. Why aren't they leaving? I guess, they have to bust Lee out of jail for, I guess, supposed kidnapping? I don't know. Oh, Lord. That was American Horror Story, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. This is some crazy shit. Let me know in the comments what y'all think is how this thing is about to play itself out, because I just don't know. I just do not know. Let me know your theories, your predictions. Just let me know what's on your mind, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.
Like, share, subscribe. Washington.